Hey everybody, thank you for joining in to Marty in the Mystery Box. I'm going to continue reading Chapter 2, page 4. As I proceeded to the bathroom and got the car key off Susan, the secretary, the door beeped and opened. I went inside and looked around and said, "This is beautiful." And then I thought, "Hey, I know where my bonus went last year now," muttered under my breath, "Mark, you cheap fuck." All done. So I started washing my hands when suddenly the lights started flickering on and off. Oh, not this bullshit again, I thought. Then suddenly, no lights at all. It was so dark I couldn't see 1 foot in front of mine. So I reached around for the light switch. As I did, I felt a hand. Click! The lights came back on. It was my friend Mike fucking around. "Asshole, you scared me," I said. Mike couldn't stop laughing. "I thought you shit your pants." "Almost," I replied. "Anyway, what's up?" "Oh, back to business, I see, Martin. I had time to look at Angela's case with Frank. It doesn't add up for me." I shook my head and said, "Mike, I agree. It doesn't add up for me either." Anyways, Mike said, "I have to go." I said, "Well, be careful looking into the Evans case. Mark gets really weird, and he really wants that money." Mike replied, "Take care, you Fraggle Rock look-alike." After the chat, I suddenly remembered the box was sitting in my car all alone. So that was the chapter 2, page 4. We'll be going on to chapter 3 next weekend. Oh, it looked upside down. Sorry about that. Anyways, besides the book, what did you guys think about the Bill C-60? I think, my personal opinion, okay, so my personal opinion, I feel like the renters are saying they got no protection and the other renters are saying they got no protection. But think of it this way: if you're a landlord and you invest money into a house and you want to rent a couple of rooms out, would you not think it'd be okay for Bill C-60? It just tells them basically, if the tenant wants to do something, instead of 14 days, they actually only have 7, right? But for evictions, if they don't pay, you know how usually it takes a long time to go to court? Almost says here 3 months to do a court conviction. Now they can do it in a month. So basically, I don't know why people are upset, because it protects the landlord and the tenant. And you really, when I think of it this way, I'm thinking, when you live somewhere, you want to pay for where you live. And if you're worried about this, that tells me you really don't want to pay where you live, in my opinion. But you shouldn't worry if you're a good renter and everything and you pay your bills. From what I read, I think you'll be totally fine. If you're a bad renter and you don't pay your bills and you just want to mooch off someone who has to pay a mortgage while you're sitting in their house, I think that's wrong. And I think it would be right to evict you, in my personal opinion. Because if I have a house and I'm paying the mortgage and my renters never paid me, but I have to keep paying the mortgage and you guys just sit there for free, I don't think that's fair at all to me or yourself. To me for money wise, but to you for pride rise. And I know things are getting so expensive. I know. And rent's getting so expensive. And we should do something about it. I was thinking maybe we could have a thing called the renter release thing. If the rent is too hard for the renters to pay, they only get one chance at this once a year. They can actually file for something where the government subsidized their rent that month because things things happen in life. I think that would be fair, like a way out. Just once a year you get it, where a renter says, "Listen, I can't afford it. I have children and stuff like that. Can you help me out?" And the government pays the bill. The only reason I think we can do this is because we're sending millions and billions of dollars to countries I can't even pronounce. I think that's totally wrong. And then now, um, the I forget her name, in Toronto, she's so upset about the speed cameras coming down because they made so much money off the speed cameras and all that. I'm glad they're gone, but the the lady's threatening in Toronto that she wants to put up everybody's taxes, property taxes, to keep the money from what she would have got from the speed cameras, which I think is totally wrong. But besides that, thank you for joining in, Marty of the Mystery Box. If you have any suggestions, ideas, whatever, you can email me at Marty in the mystery box at gmail.com. And you have a good day. Thank you.